Okay, so this is gonna be the last one for this unit. So function notation, and we've kind of seen this stuff before anyway. Oh, my baby's crying. One minute, I was gonna pause it. Okay, I think she's done crying. All right, so um, so the way this is gonna work, so function notation, like I said, we've seen this before. When you guys put in your calculators, this is the way it looks too, right? Instead of y, it says f of x, because it's saying the function of x, right? So what we mean by this is by x means we can put whatever number we want into this, and we're gonna get a different number out of the function. So when it says evaluate, all we gotta do is plug 5 into anywhere that there's an x. And that's it. That's all that means. So it means that we're placing every x in this function with the number 5. So that would just look like, we'd say f of 5 is equal to 5 cubed minus 2 times 5 squared minus 5 minus 5. And that's it. And then we just need to figure out what that actually equals. So that would be 125 minus 50 minus 5 minus 5. So that's equal to 65. 65. All right. So go ahead and do this one on your own. It'll be the exact same, but now you have a negative 3 in there. So just make sure. Actually, maybe I'll go through this one. Make sure you guys don't get confused by the negatives. So we're going to do the same thing, but put negative 3 in those spots. So the first one's going to be negative 3 to the power of 3. And I'd use brackets here because if we don't, sometimes things can go funny. So yeah, negative 3 to the power of 3 minus 2 times negative 3 squared minus negative 3 minus 5. All right, so we got to make sure that we take care of these negatives in the right way. So negative 3 to the power of 3 is negative 27. And now we've got minus this stuff over here, right? But if I go negative 3 squared, what do I get? I have to do the brackets first, right? That's the whole order of operations thing. That's always what I say, is that do inside the brackets first. That's all we really need to make sure we do. Well, not all, but it's important. So make sure you go negative 3 squared, which is positive 9. So then you got 9 times 2. This just ends up being negative or minus 18. Make sure that you realize that, though, that the negative 3 squared turns into a positive 9. So that's where people could go wrong here. And then moving on to the next one, I've got minus negative 3. So minus a negative, that's a positive, right? And I always remember because it kind of looks like a positive anyway. It looks like a positive symbol. So that's plus 3 and then minus 5. And now just plug that into your calculator. And that's equal to negative 47. Okay. So now, though, it says consider the function f defined by... now I'm just going to help you read this. So this is a function of x is equal to 8 minus 2x, and we're used to that part. And then the little comma really means where. Like the way you would say this is f of x is equal to 8 minus 2x, where x is any real number. So that's how you go through and say that, right? And all that's saying is that this is the function that we're worried about, and we're saying that the domain of x is that x is any real number. It could be anything on the numbered line. Yeah, okay, so determine, so it didn't really mean much for as far as we're concerned, really. So determine f of 4, so same thing. You were just going to do this function, the first part, but you're going to plug a 4 into place of x there. So you guys can do that. And then it says just an expression for f of 2t. We're going to do exactly the same, but we can't solve it because we don't know what t is, but we're going to plug t in place of x. So the way that would look is we write that f of 2t is equal to 8 minus 2, and now instead of x, I'm going to put 2t. So just that's all I'm doing, just replacing it with whatever's in there, right? So when I just write underneath this again, f of 2t is equal to 8 minus, well, negative 2 times 2t. That just becomes 4t. And since we've been doing factoring, what we probably should do is factor out what we can. And I'd say that that was just, so what goes into 8 and into 4? So 4 does. Actually, I'll write. So f of 2t is equal to 4, 2 minus t. So you could also write it like that. But yeah, you don't really need to. I just wanted to show you that we could. An expression for this. So same thing. You're just going to plug a plus 3 in place of x. So I'll let you guys go ahead and try that one out though. Okay, if f of x is equal to 3x squared, yada yada, determine a simplified expression for these guys. Okay, so I'm gonna maybe skip a, let you guys try that one. You're just gonna replace x's here with negative x, right? Let's do b. It's a little bit tougher. So we're just gonna replace. So I'm just gonna write f of x minus 5 is equal to, well, I'm just going to replace every x here with x minus 5. So that would be 3 times x minus 5 squared minus 2 times x minus 5 minus 9. And I need to simplify this now, right? So I need to kind of expand what I can. So what we got to do, this turns out to be long. Can I just go 3 times x and then 3 times minus 5? No, I cannot. Don't make that mistake. And the reason why I can't is because this is x minus 5 squared, so I got to do that first. This should really be written as 3 times x minus 5 times x minus 5. That's the squared part of it, right? And then minus 2x minus 5, or 2 times x minus 5 minus 9. So I'm going to run out of room here. So you could do two things. You could go 3 times x and then 3 times minus 5, or you could go x times x, x times 5, and you could do that first and then do the 3. I'll do the 3 inside first. So I'll say that this is 3x minus 15 now times x minus 5 minus, and I'm going to FOIL this now too. So this would just be 2x, or minus 2x, and then minus 2 times 5 would be positive 10, so plus 10 minus 9. So now I just need to FOIL this first part, and we should be getting close. So 3x times x, 3x squared, 3x times minus 5 is minus 15x, minus 15x, then plus 75, minus 2x plus 10 minus 9. Whew. Okay, so now what we gotta do is collect our like terms. I'm running in the room. I'm gonna write this down here. Okay, so we end up with 3x squared. And if I look at all my x's, that looks like I'm gonna have minus 30 minus 32x. And then 75 plus 10 is 85. Minus 9 is 76. Plus 76. Alright, so that's what we ended up with. So yeah, a bit of work there. So continue on, guys, to determine the value. So they get a little bit easier. They're not all as hard as that one was. So go through and do those for practice. Yeah, those are all good ones for practice. Let's go down to this one. The graph of a function f is shown. So this is the graph over here. It says f of 3 is shown. So really all I'm going to try to do here is find, okay, when x is equal to 3, so right there, what is y equal to? So it looks like it's equal to -1. So that's it. It's not too bad, right? So you're just figuring out when x is equal to this, what is y equal to. Write the order of pairs associated with these ones, so I'll let you guys go ahead and do that. State the values of x if... so now we're just going the opposite direction. Now we know what the y value is, right? What the function value is. What's x equal to? So we've done this before in other lessons. We're writing it now in this function notation. Write the x and y intercepts of the graph using function notation. So I'll let you guys figure that one out. And I'll also let you guys fill in the blanks here. Maybe I'll give you a little hint. So the way... I'll help you with x. Let's do that. So if we look at our graph, I think B ends right there. Oh. So it's saying the domain of x is x, where x is going to be, it's going to be greater than or equal to something, right? And it looks like the last point on the x here is right at -7. So this first one's going to be -7. That'll be your hint. You can go ahead and finish the rest of it. And I'll let you guys go through this one too. I'll let you figure out this one. So, okay, I'm going to end the video there, and I'll see you guys in class.